It says, what dreams or aspirations have you put on hold for the sake of practicality or responsibility? I love to write. When I was a kid, would spend like hours, summers, years, journaling all the time. And my first grade teacher told me, and this dates me of course, that I was going to be on Oprah for writing a fiction bestseller. And that was always kind of like where I held a lot of my thoughts. And when I read back what I wrote when I was younger, it's my favorite thing to do. It kind of shows to me so much more about like who I am and what I value than anything else kind of in my life. And most of what you write when you're a writer is bad. It's not very interesting and it doesn't really go anywhere. It's a lot of lost time, and I think for the sake of practicality and responsibility, it's something that I stopped doing. When I do journal now or when I write creatively, it makes my heart sing. It's my favorite thing to do, and I never do it. I wish I wrote a lot more, but maybe one day. I'm only 24, so I think if I were to make a change now, I would write more.
Do you believe in following your heart's desires, or do you prioritize practicality and security? I feel like maybe I do a bit of both. I grew up in a household where like stability wasn't always guaranteed. Not to say like that it was incredibly unstable, but like at times I wish we had a little bit more practicality and a little bit less dreaming. But at the same time, I really relish in the fact that my parents always told me that I could do whatever I wanted and pursue any dream that I wanted. And as a result, I think I found a good mix of both of those in what I'm currently doing and in what I hope to do in the future. Education was something that my parents always told me was really, really important. They used to say that education is something you can never have taken away from you. And I took that to heart. It's actually what I wrote in my dedication to my grad school thesis. But yeah, I prioritize education, and I think as a result, I found a career where I can both follow my heart's desires in helping other people. I think that's always been something I've wanted to do. But it's also a practical and secure job, which is helpful. I think you can have both.
Come here. Okay, Sid, good boy. Okay, there you go. This is fun. I've never done this before. Okay. How do you envision your ideal life 10 years from now? I'm a teacher, so I would love to be teaching because I know that I love and I am so supportive of those in school. But aside from that, I would love to be living in a home, nothing big, just a happy home with some kids, my dog and my husband, and really just go outside and love where I live, like look around and just be so happy to walk around and be in nature and have loved ones near me. Yeah, that's all.
A question at random or something out of here, or what? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
And just one?
Just one question.
I only get one chance, right? Can I stir up the pot a little bit?
Sure.
Because I think the good ones are at the bottom. All right, I found my question. Oh, it's a long one. What is something that you know you should be doing right now but aren't? Well, obviously working. Working. But, you know, there's work and there's work. I mean, like I'm a consultant, so I have clients, and so I have chargeable work that I have to do, and then I can charge them for it, and I've got a few hours like I can charge this afternoon, so obviously that's good because then I can get paid, right? But the real work is like, you know, about bettering myself, right? That's why, you know, I stopped and talked to you because it sounded like that's what you're into. I mean, like I'm very much into yoga, and not just, you know, what I would call sort of mom's yoga, where, you know, you're down at the local yoga place doing your stretching or hot yoga or all that kind of stuff. I'm talking more of the, you know, the philosophical part of yoga, the whole 8 branches, you know, in addition to hatha, all the pranayama and the yamas and the niyamas and all that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of work to do in that area that I'm kind of procrastinating about. And I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know why I'm procrastinating. So that's the thing I really should be doing to try to better myself.
What's stopping you from doing that today?
Oh, you're allowed follow-ups? Laziness. You know, I just like turn on TV instead, right? I mean, you know, it's lazy, right? You know, I don't have really a regular meditation. I hurt my wrist, so now I can't do yoga, which is such bullshit because, you know, there's so much to yoga that, you know, about breathing exercises and chanting and, you know, kundalini and stuff that doesn't involve doing down dogs or chaturangas, which I'm incapable of doing right now. So there's a lot more. I'm mentally lazy. I don't know why. Why am I mentally lazy? You tell me.
That's your work. That's your introspective work today.
Is that it? Have I used up my 5 minutes of fame here?
If you could pursue any passion or ambition without fear of failure or judgment, what would it be and why? So I really love writing, and one of my biggest wishes ever was to become an author. And if I didn't have a fear of being judged or of my writing not to be perceived in a good way, I'd probably do that. I'm writing a novel right now, and it's kind of like my long-term life project, simply because I'm also scared of rejections by others, so that if once I find the courage to publish, I won't have the fame and success that I'd always want to have. And yeah, so that's basically it.
If you could pursue any passion or ambition without fear or failure or judgment, what would it be and why? Probably opening like a dog sanctuary, though. I just love all dogs, small, medium, large. I currently work as a nurse, so after that retires, I want to transition to just dealing with dogs. That would probably be it.
What's stopping you from doing that today?
Student loans.
Can you describe a time when you felt truly alive and fulfilled? What were you doing and what made it special? I jokingly and also not jokingly describe myself as a bit of a hedonist. I live in the moment and I live mostly for pleasure, obviously in a balanced way, take care of myself, take care of business, but life's short and I'm here to enjoy it. So I feel the most alive, fulfilled in myself when I feel lost, when there's a sort of ego death, whether I'm hanging out with friends and enjoying the moment, living for the now, whether we're hanging out, laughing, enjoying a bottle of wine, or if we're lost in some underground nightclub in a nondescript European city, witnessing unspeakable things that everyone's in on it. I still am very career-minded. I spent the first 30 years of my life really grinding for my career and for what it is that I do now. So I also feel fulfilled work-wise, career-wise, because in a sense, I sort of did the impossible with my career in order to get where I am today, and I'm incredibly proud of that, and frankly, I've been killing it. But in all honesty, I feel the most fulfilled and I feel the most myself when I'm lost.
Have you ever chased after something you believed would bring you fulfillment, only to find it left you feeling empty? What was it, and what did you learn from that experience? I think, I think the things that make me feel empty are things. You know, I'm a very frugal person. Like, I grew up middle class, but I could kind of always sense that there wasn't a lot of like spare money around. And so part of what I'm thankful for with my dad is that he like showed me the importance of fiscal responsibility, like making budgets and, you know, save money, all that kind of stuff. And so part of why I've been able to like stay back on the horse, so to speak, after all my layoffs is that, you know, I have stuff left over. But when I was trying to save to buy a condo, I had a lot of like, and again, enough for a down payment, by the way, not, you know, and I was thinking a lot about how nobody in my mother's family has ever owned property, and that's something that's like taken for granted. You know, and not everybody, like I saw my mom's house, like that, not all houses have, you know, I mean, she grew up in Montreal, but like the original house didn't have electricity and all the things that we have, or, you know, I don't even think it had running water at first. And so it's like, here I am trying to buy this thing to like make other people proud of me and to make myself proud and just like ownership. But I have a lovely apartment, so I'm like, why does it matter? Like, I like my space.
If things make you empty, what makes you feel fulfilled?
I'm so glad you asked me that. I think of my apartment and I feel fulfilled when I literally bring people into my space, in my apartment, and we all know each other, or maybe I'm introducing someone. I think being in a shared space with people that have the same values as you, it might not be exactly the same. Maybe even people that like challenge you in a good way, because when you learn, you're challenging yourself, and when you fail, that's how you become stronger. If I can, I'd like to read a poem at the end, because this is like just all I want to be, like, and so the poem's called Bridge. When I pass away, I hope they play piano at my wake. I want each and every key to be gray. So I'm trying to remember. My bones should be burned so my mourners can be warm. Light my ashes by a cliff. Turn my ashes into bricks. In life and in death, I hope I can serve as a bridge.